The XC90 hasn't been redesigned in 9 years. Yeah, I said 9 years. They have upgraded the technology as it got better. They have improved the powertrain every couple of years. But look at this. It is still one of the best looking mid-size luxury SUVs on the market today. This XC90 is the ultimate trim, and it is the 7-seat option. So it has a bench seat in the second row. It's also equipped with the Bowers & Wilkins system and the active chassis with air suspension. Now those are options and they are quite pricey. So behind this third row, you're looking at about 11 cubic feet back here. You got a few cubby holes here and some spongy straps. You have a 12 volt right over here. So you do have some power back here. That's pretty cool. And then you got some little bag storage here, and they have a 5 kilogram limit on that. However, which weight that is, I'm not sure because I'm in America. And a couple other tie downs there. Now, to drop these back seats, we're just gonna push this handle forward, drops the headrest, and down they go. Same on this side. Down it goes. Now you have about 34 cubic feet of space. Now that's a lot better, and you have a few more tie down spots up there. One problem that I have noticed, I have not seen any other way to get these seats up other than to do this. Why are they not powered? At this price point, these should be powered. That's ridiculous. So now all the seats are down and you have about 85.5 cubic feet. Pretty decent. Don't think you could probably get a mattress in here, but you probably could sleep back here. One last thing, let's check what's underneath here. And all we have is a charging cord space. Yep, that's about it. This XC90 Recharge is equipped with a 2.0 liter turbo 4-cylinder with an electric motor. That's going to give it 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. You also get all-wheel drive with an 8-speed automatic transmission and supposed to get 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. That is pretty awesome. Now, fuel economy, you're looking at the engine only at 27 miles per gallon and the electric portion of it at 58 mile per gallon equivalent. Now, this being the Recharge, you do have a charge port right there. This little thing comes off of there. It's got a little tab up here and you can just hook that right on top of there. That's pretty nice. Now, you get an 18.8 kilowatt hour battery and it's going to give you 33 miles of range. At 240 volt charging, but it only has a 3.2 kilowatt onboard charger. So it's going to take about 5 hours to go from 0 to 100%. And that's not that great because there's a lot of them in this segment, similar size batteries that you can charge those things up in 2.5 hours. Why don't you look right down there? There's a subscribe button down there. Why don't you guys click that subscribe button? That'll help me get more cars like this Volvo to bring to you guys and show you everything about them, the good and the bad. Okay, let's take a look at the interior. This thing is amazing. It's beautiful. All right, let's start with the door panel. As you can see, you got black, you've got some dark brown here. Really love the look of that. And you've got some stainless or satin material right there, if you want to call it that. Door pocket, decent amount in there. You probably get a couple water bottles in there. Get a little door handle right here, which kind of has a similar rubbery material on the inside. Good grip. A little bit soft right here, not super soft. Nice leather here, you got that, and then you up here too, and then you have some wood grain right there. I do like that it's a black wood grain, doesn't like stand out and make a huge issue of it. Now these seats are some of the most comfortable seats I have ever sat in, and they're beautiful. I mean, you got brown leather. It's perforated in here because you do have heated and ventilated seats. You also have full power with lumbar. That is multi-positioning lumbar, and then you also have your thigh extender. This also is equipped with the massaging seats, and that makes for an incredible ride in here. So let's get in and let's take a little closer look at everything. Like I said, it is completely beautiful in here. You can see the Bowers & Wilkins speaker through the grille. I like that, and you've got it right up there. This is cool because it actually has memory seating for the passenger too, and 3 settings. That's crazy. So come across here, you do have a glove box, but you have to open it with this button. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. It's a big glove box too. Cool. So you got some wood grain here again, and then you've got the venting over there, and this is a leather, but it's not, I mean, it is soft, but it's not like soft. Like it's hard to push on it. And same thing up here. This is just hard with a leather material over the top of it. Not that it's a huge deal, but just kind of letting you guys know. You do have Bowers & Wilkins speaker right there and the dash, which is pretty awesome. And then we come across here and you do have a heads-up display. You guys can kind of see that out there a little bit. Here's our driver's display. And there's not a whole lot you can do with this. So you have a few menu changes that you can do, and so you can make it completely black in the middle, or you can have the map. That's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot going on here that you can change. There is your trip information right there that you can pull up, and you can reset if you want to. But really, there's not much else that you can do. You do have speed sign recognition, which apparently it's 65 miles per hour in my driveway. That's pretty cool. You do have your driver assistance across the top and your automatic headlights, temperature across the top, and also tells you who is in here and doesn't have their seatbelt on. Down below, you do have your battery miles and your gas miles down there. That works out great. I love seeing those on there. And then on the other side, you have your trip, and you can change that from trip to as manual, as I have it this way. And then the other is auto, and when auto is on, then it automatically resets it every time you get ready to take a trip. This is just a normal steering wheel for Volvo. And this is your menu button, which really doesn't, this just brings up your trip there. You have your menu down here for that center display, which turns it on and off. And then on the other side, you have your driver assistance features. So you've got your set your cruise control there, and then you've got resume and plus and minus. Then you can adjust the distance on your adaptive cruise control. All right, let's move over to this infotainment screen. Now, this infotainment center actually is ran on Google Automotive. So we start out in our main screen. You do have an air quality button in here, so you can turn on an air purifier, which is nice. You do have Google Maps, which is awesome. Everybody likes Google Maps. Well, maybe not iPhone people, but Android users, we love our Google Maps, and it does a great job. So you have access to that, and when you pair your phone to it, it will obviously will pull up and you use your Google Maps. You have Bluetooth media player, so you can connect your phone and use Spotify or Pandora, whichever you prefer. You do have XM radio and then a regular radio. You do have an app for Apple CarPlay, and then you can connect your phone there. You have an owner's manual and the Google Play Store. So if there's anything else you want to add on to this. Now, if you want to get into all of the settings is this button right down here. So we're going to click on that. You're going to hit driving assistance. So now you have hybrid mode, power mode, pure, off-road, and constant all-wheel drive. But it will automatically start up in pure which we have here, always start in pure. And that'll always start that engine in the battery, and then you'll drive and use the battery first before anything else. Battery usage, you can do hold it so that you save the battery for whenever you want to use it, or you can hit charge and it will start charging the battery while it's running. Pilot assist as default. So this will switch between your adaptive cruise and your pilot assist, which is your lane centering and those features there. You go down, you do have a lane keep aid, road sign information, ready to drive notification. Creep, you can turn the creep off if you want to. That'll be basically an auto hold. And if you combine that with shifting here, is you're going to pull back, is going to put you in drive. So you can see it says drive up there. If you pull it back one more time, it puts you in B mode, or regenerative braking mode. In that case, regenerative braking is going to slow you down and bring you almost to a complete stop. And as soon as you do stop, then your creep will hold you in place, because if you don't have it turned on, then the creep will hold you in place. And it'll be almost like one pedal driving. An actual auto hold button. So turning off the creep would actually make it one pedal driving. So you put it in B mode, shut the creep off, and you should come to a full stop. 45 miles per hour, we're coming up on this stop sign, and I'm going to let off the accelerator, and let's just see what happens. Let's see if we come to a complete stop. And 20 miles per hour, 10, and yes. Plug-in hybrid, one pedal driving, way to go Volvo. Steering, you can have it firm or soft, air suspension, whether you want it on or off, air suspension control for easy entry and exit. So it will actually lower it down, probably, I think it's about 2 inches, and make it a little easier to get out in and out of the car. You go into your sound, which is the Bowers & Wilkins sound. This is pretty awesome because you've got all of your adjustments here that you can make with the treble, bass, and subwoofer. And then you can choose studio, and you can have it for everyone, or just the driver, or just in the rear. So that way you can kind of isolate some of the music. Now this is the cool one. You can go to room, and you have concert hall or jazz club. And it does sound completely different when you switch to those. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna hit the camera button down here at the bottom. This is your camera view, and if you saw it said 360, I can hit that 360 button. That gives me that view there, and then I can click on certain cameras and just show each side, or I can show the front or the back. Here is your climate control. So you've got all of your information across the top here. You've got your defrost for your front and rear, your air conditioning, recirculation. You have auto, and then you can do directions. So I want the vents, you can do your floor, or you can do the defrost. Put it back on auto. Down here you have your temperature settings, and then also down here at the bottom you have the button to turn on your heated steering wheel, heated seats, and cooled seats. Same thing for the passenger side. Up on the top though, you do have the rear, so you can set up the temperature and everything for the rear. When you're done, you just hit this button right here, takes it back to the bottom. Now what you do is you hit that right there. Those buttons are always there. It's really nice. Go on down, and there is your stereo, or your volume, which is really nice. You can play and pause right there, and you skip your tracks. You got your hazard right here, front and rear defrost, and then you go over here, and then of course that is your button for your glove box. Now we can pan back and look at this awesome crystal shifter. Aurifors, these are provided by them. That's pretty cool. This is actually pretty easy to use. You just press forward for reverse, pull back once, and that's neutral. Pull back harder, you go into drive, pull out one more, and that puts you in regen braking. And then you press the button for park. Start stop button, or dial I should say. It's not really a button, you actually turn it this direction to start or stop the engine. All right, down here you do have a little cubby hole right here. Not real sure what you're supposed to do with that. Maybe put some coins or something in there. And you can slide this back. Got another little compartment just to hold whatever right there, and you do have a 12-volt power right there. Come on back, and you have two cup holders. Then we'll open up this center console right here, and it is not very big. You see I got safety glasses and a badge in there, and it's about full. But you do have a USB-C and USB-A plug down in here. All right, that is it up front here. You see this again, it is so beautiful in here, really luxurious, and I do like the way this is all set up. The screen is a little small for what we're seeing now, but it doesn't have to do a whole lot. So I kind of actually think it works for what you need to use in this car, because you don't even have to have your map on there, because your map will be right in front of you, and I just think it works out just fine. Now you've seen how beautiful it is in here, let's see about how much space is in here, because I'm about 6 foot and I'm gonna go get in that back and see how well I fit back there. Second row, probably gonna be okay. Third row, I'm not expecting a whole lot. Let's see how the fit is back here. Slide in, driver's seat is in my driving position. I am about 6 foot tall, and I have, you know, a couple inches or so right there. That's good. Easily put my feet underneath there, make myself a little bit more comfortable. I am in a higher seating area than the driver, so I can kind of see a little bit better about what's going on in here. The seats are really comfortable, so that's good. You do have a lever on the side, so you can recline these seats back if there's no one in the third row behind you. But the seats are really nice. This deep dark brown looks great in here with this black and these kind of chrome accents in here. But there's some other cool stuff in here, so why don't you come on in and I'll show it to you. There's the door panel right there. It's pretty similar to the front. A little bit smaller cubby hole down here because of the speaker right here. This part is still a soft touch material, and same thing, all of this is also, except for this little plastic wood piece right here, which I really do like. Bowers & Wilkins speakers right there. You do also have a sunshade back here, which is pretty nice. These are tinted windows, so you probably won't need that too much, but you can see actually how dark these windows are tinted. So we've got climate control back here. You can just press the button right there and you can adjust that stuff, and you've got heated seats back here also. Down below you have two USB-C ports. You got some bungee netting in the back of the door, so that's nice. And then of course you can see the other door, and you have vents in the door pillars, which I like that because that way you have it blowing directly on you. Up above you do have a handle if you happen to need that. In the center here, you do have an armrest that flips down, and we'll pop that open, and two cup holders and an empty packet of Skittles. Okay. I don't really like the way this is designed, because to put the seat down, and I'm going to try to do this with one hand, and it's kind of a pain, but here we go. I'm going to pull the handle here, and you're going to push that down. It's going to drop and it's going to go down. That side went down a lot easier than the other side. To get the center one though, there's this little handle, little handle right here. You can see this right here. You got to pull that and push this thing forward. So I do it one-handed. There we go. All right, down. Okay, so now that's flat. Do the other side just like I did this one here. Now you're going to put them back up. This is even harder one-handed, but same thing. You're going to grab this handle, and then you're going to push the seat up, which I'm not sure if I can do it. All right, I got it moving, Okay, it's gonna go up like that. Flip that up. Now to flip the center one in, you gotta flip that little handle again. So you gotta make sure that that is pulled out whenever you put your seats down. You wanna make sure that that doesn't get hidden underneath the seat. I couldn't find it the first time, and it was such a pain to get that seat back up. But it's basically the same thing. Pull the handle, and then push the seat back up. Seats are really hard to push back up. I don't know why, but make sure when you put that center one down that you make sure that that strap is sticking out. It gets trapped under the seat, then you got to dig it out to get your seats back up. I'm gonna try to get back in that third row. It looks pretty tight back there. You can kind of see that there's not a massive amount of room back here, but I am going to try to fit back there. So let's go do that right now and get that over with. Could be a disaster. To get into the back, there is a handle right up top here. You're gonna pull that handle. That is gonna pull this seat forward. And then once it gets to this point, you're gonna give it a hard push, and then it's gonna lock it in place so you can step right inside. And well, it really wasn't that bad getting in here. Okay, so you can see right here that, yeah, my knees are already past this seat. And if I pull this front seat in front of me back, I'm gonna grab it, slide it back, and yeah, it is in my knees. Yeah, this is not going to be very comfortable for anyone back here. Maybe some kids might be okay, but if you are a full-size adult, you're not going to be comfortable. My head too, I'm kind of scrunched down. I don't know if you guys can see that I can't straighten my head up because it's like up against the thing. So yeah, this is not gonna work real well for adults. You do have vents in the side, so that's nice. You do have a cup holder back here also. In here, you do have a little storage compartment right there. This is hard, so this is not going to be very comfortable for your elbows. Yeah, so this is definitely not going to work for adults back here. You would not be comfortable back here. If you have a family and you've got a lot of kids, this would be great for kids back here. Not a problem. Or if you like to take trips with your families and stuff like that, be great. Stuff the kids back here, you'll be perfectly fine. But yeah, adults are not going to be comfortable back here. Now, how about we hear about some pricing on the XC90, and I'll give you some pricing on the non-plug-in hybrid and the plug-in hybrid, and then we'll go take it out for a drive. All right, to get out, just gonna come out this way, 1 foot down, and you are out. Put the seat back. You're just gonna push it, and it will flip right back in place. Let's talk about pricing now. So I'm going to start off with giving you pricing for the non-plug-in hybrid. So the XC90 Core with the B5 hybrid motor starts at $57,895. That'll give you 247 horsepower and 24 miles per gallon. For $5,000 more, you can get the B6 hybrid motor with 295 horsepower and 23 miles per gallon. There's also a plus trim and an ultimate trim available for those. Now we're going to talk about the Recharge. Now the Core base model with a T8 plug-in hybrid starts at $71,900. The ultimate trim, like this one, starts at $79,600. And as tested, this one right here, with all of its options with the air suspension and the Bowers & Wilkins stereo system and all of the other stuff that they added on to this thing, it's gonna come in at $87,495. So I've been driving this for about 3 or 4 days now, and I haven't quite figured out everything about this car, but one thing I do know is this air suspension is well worth the money. Now, not that I paid for it myself, but yes, it makes a huge difference in the drive quality of this car. I just feel like you're floating over the bumps and everything like that. Like right now, we're on a pretty bumpy country road, and I can kind of feel a little shuddering underneath, but that's all I feel. All the other bumps and everything, I don't hardly feel any of them. It's amazing. The one thing that I did figure out, though, we're going to try this right now. So we do have a B mode on this. So what we do is we pull the gear shift lever while you're in drive. You pull it back one more time, and then that puts on regenerative braking, okay? So we are slowing down, not touching anything. All right, we go into here, and right now, under the driving things, we've got the creep on. So we're just kind of slowly creeping along. But if we shut the creep off, boom, we are stopped. So does that, in effect, give you one pedal driving? Let's just try it up here at this stop sign. Let's just go cruise up here. We're going about 45. So it'll be 45 miles per hour. We're coming up on this stop sign, and I'm going to let off the accelerator, and let's just see what happens. Let's see if we come to a complete stop. And 20 miles per hour, 10, and yes. Plug-in hybrid, one pedal driving. Way to go, Volvo. Love it. That's freaking awesome. All right. Let's do a little bit of 0 to 60 out here. Nobody's coming. Let's get out here and we'll stop. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh yeah. And that's 60. It doesn't take much in this. Wow, 455 horsepower. I do believe that was probably right around 4.5 to 5 seconds. That was really impressive. That was nice. I enjoyed that. So everything else on this car is just awesome. You know, few things that need to be worked on. They need to get a more powerful onboard charger so that you can charge this battery up faster. You know, there's a lot of competitors out there in this same line that can charge in half the amount of time that it takes this one to recharge its small 18 kilowatt hour battery. The only other thing is, why is the third row, even just the third row, not powered? I don't understand why those seats are not powered. So you have to use a handle to flip them down, but then you have to use that same handle to get them back up. And unless you're 6 foot tall with long arms and legs that can reach out there and grab that and pull that back in, you're going to be diving for that handle. I mean, think about maybe a shorter man or even a woman that might be 5'8" or 5'6" or shorter. What are they got to crawl in the back just to get those seats up? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, especially at this price point. I mean, this thing's coming in at $87,000. There should be power everything everywhere on this car. But aside from that, this car is a joy to drive. It does a great job of just everything. The sound quality in here is awesome. Bowers & Wilkins is an awesome stereo system. The design in here is very, very nice, very luxurious to me anyway. I think it looks awesome. I would probably choose a Volvo over a BMW or a Mercedes any day. Every one that I've been in, I have just loved. I think they are awesome. It's just a beautiful car in here. And this dark brown with the black, and then they turn around and they put some wood grain in here, but they make the wood grain black so that it doesn't like stand out, but it's there. It's just great. Now, if you want to get into a lower price point with this same size vehicle and everything, and I just realized this is like Alcantara up here. Didn't just notice it. If you want to get into one of these at a better price point, you can get the standard XC90. And that is just going to have a mild hybrid system. So it's just a plain hybrid, no plug-in or anything like that. The bad thing about that one is either one of those engines, you still only get like 24, 23, 25 miles per gallon out of those, which with being a hybrid, you should be getting better than that. At $57,000, I would think that that hybrid system would be getting better than 24 miles per gallon. So there's plenty of others out there that are hitting numbers way above 24 miles per gallon when it's a hybrid system. But that is a price point that you can get into one of these cars, and they are great cars. They handle amazing. The driving dynamics are great. Yes, this is a little bit bigger SUV, but it's not that big as you saw me getting into the third row. It's not that big of an SUV, but it does still have some body roll when you go around the corners. But none of that matters if you're a Volvo person, if you're a Volvo fan. Volvo has made me a fan of their cars. Now, I would pick and choose what I want on my car to keep things at a decent price point for me, and same thing that you need to do for you. But, I mean, I would definitely choose a Volvo and buy a Volvo if I had the opportunity. If you guys are not subscribed, go down real quick, hit that subscribe button. It just helps me get more of these cars to bring to you guys so that you guys get to learn everything about them. And then click on one of the videos that's up on the screen right now. One of them I think you're going to like, the other one YouTube chose for you, but you'll probably like them both. And I will see you in the next one.